Well, things are certainly getting interesting in Salt Lake.
You mean the founding mothers of America?
The founding mothers.
Who knew we'd get a history lesson in all of this?
Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows. Bros and shows. Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bros and Shows. I'm your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by the one and only Founding Magoots. What's up, dude?
Got my powdered wig. I brought my own, actually, just like Mary.
I love that.
That was, I think, the funniest moment of the entire episode.
I agree, and it's not surprising either.
No. It just goes to show you that when Mary buys in, she is one of the best.
But that's the thing. It's not even like a buy. That's why it was so funny to me. It didn't feel like she was buying in. She was just like, I do have a powdered wig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She had it already, and she prepped to bring it, and she was like, she didn't show up in it. But I gotta ask, do you think that she's showing up because she knows about the documentary?
That's a really interesting point.
She is very likable this season.
You said that wasn't a thing, that it wasn't
I still don't think that it's like, I don't think that the documentary is going to be damning by any stretch, but I do wonder if optics-wise, she's trying to be a lot more fun and going, the extra mile to try to show that she's a real person and she's a good person. There's a lot of things that mix up in there because you got to understand, like, she knows, and her team, if you want to call it a team, family probably, knows that this documentary is coming out. So she wants to be as likable as possible. And that BravoCon, that was behavior I've never seen from Mary. And you can't convince me that it's like, wow, she just turned a new corner. It's like, no, she's got a lot of shit going on in her life, but she's doing things that she hasn't done before. I'm enjoying it. I don't want to say I'm not. I just got to wonder.
That leads me to believe that it is a damning documentary.
Maybe
if she's trying to do like PR, that doesn't give me a lot of confidence.
Do you think, because what does it air on?
TLC.
TLC? Okay. Do you think that TLC did the courtesy of letting Andy and Bravo watch the documentary to show what they have?
Does TLC have any ties to Bravo?
No.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a blindsiding.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting a little bit more nervous about it because Mary has been delightful for the past 2 years. And again, if there are things that need to be called out and hold her accountable, of course, do that.
Yeah.
But I hope there's not.
I hope there's not too, but I will say, when we first started doing Salt Lake and we would talk about Mary, we would talk about her church, you would get really excited at the prospect of digging deeper into the church and a documentary, if you want to call it
a documentary.
And here we are on the doorstep of the documentary. Are you willing to really get into all of that in the documentary? But you might lose Mary in the process on Salt Lake.
Oh, yeah.
If you get every answer that you've ever wanted from her church, but you lose her at the end of the day. Are you okay with that?
Totally fine.
I don't think I am.
See, I love cults and like weird religious shit. I think it's
you'll swap
fascinating. I would, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the other part of that is Jen Shah is not coming back.
Hell no.
Andy said
it's out on the 10th, right?
She gets out, yeah. What's today?
1 week.
1 week?
1 week away.
Wow, 1 week away. That's going to be great. I'm actually, where's she coming from? She's in Texas, right?
Yeah.
That would be a long shot, but I'm going to be at the Texas airport, DFW. Maybe I run into her.
She might be flying out of love, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a really good point. But anyway, Andy did say on his radio show this week that there is no shot that she's coming back, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, because her crime is a lot different than some of the other ones. Like, Karen's is obviously very problematic. 4 DUIs is not acceptable. I could understand if they didn't bring her back, but they are. If Wendy is convicted, fuck insurance companies, bring her back immediately. Same with Teresa. Like, what was that?
Mortgage fraud?
Mortgage fraud.
Yeah,
like, whatever. So
tax evasion, I don't care about things like that.
No, if you're not hurting, like, other people, like regular people, especially if it's insurance fraud, because fuck insurance companies, I have no problem. But yeah, Jen Shah should not be allowed back after ruining so many elderly people's lives.
I wonder if she's going to still have, like, effects on the cast, though.
She will still
She's going to be back in Salt Lake City. I mean, Sharif still coaches at Utah. He still lives there, so they're going to be mixing it up in some way.
They live in the same house? Oh, didn't they have to downsize?
I don't know if they downsized because he actually got an increase in his pay. I thought he got fired. I don't know what happened, but in my brain, I was fully convinced that he got fired and then found out last week because I've been watching like the earlier seasons. And I was just curious and I looked it up to see if he landed somewhere else. He got a pay increase. He's like one of the most wealthy paid persons on a defensive staff. He's not even the defensive
cornerbacks
coordinator.
coach.
Yeah, he's the D-backs coach. D-backs and special teams, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting that they gave him a bump. Maybe they felt bad.
Maybe. I don't know. I still do think that when Jem was going through all of that, they did enough to make sure that he was on the outside.
Yeah, but there were still a lot of question marks.
Probably with some help from the Mormons, to be honest. We need our football coach.
Weird religious shit. Yeah, the Utes. Well, we can't get rid of him.
Yeah. We're thinking about joining the SEC. Come on, we can do whatever we want. Just look at Lane Kiffin.
Really good point. It's a really good point. But why don't we dive into this one? I have a lot of hot takes. Not hot takes, but interesting takes. It's just, this was a weird episode.
You're going to keep us warm on this cold day with your hot takes?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to warm you up with my takes, pal. But we start out with Toddwyn. Bronwyn is doing her wacky costume thing at the airport, picking up Todd, and she's still irritated. Oh, finding out that your husband cheated, that just grinds your gears a little bit, huh? Just a little irritated. But issues don't mean a bad relationship, okay?
I guess.
Stop questioning my marriage.
I was surprised to see her, and we saw it in the look at the next week's episode last week, so we knew that she was going to do this. I'm still surprised to see it. I thought she was going to hold this on for a little while, but I'm good with it. When I really think about it, she really could ride this the rest of the season for her personal storyline between her mom and Todd and all the things going on with her dad. She has it made. She can be mad at him and force it to a point where we have to have tough conversations and divorce talk and all these uncertainties. And instead, she's like, no, we choose to be married every day and we do these things. I'm like, okay, cool. You're just going to bury it and just move on. You've got enough to do, so it's fine by me.
Yeah, and I think if she went the safe route and did those two, that's going to run dry pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
After 2 episodes of that, it's like, all right, well, what else is going on in your life? I think it's smart that she is trying to move past it with Todd in this, and I'm sure it'll come back in some capacity later, whether it's the agreement conversation or some other shit. And the other thing is what is it? Boston Tea Spill Party? Spill Boston Tea Party.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea, too. I mean, they never work.
No,
it's a good idea to try to just mend some bridges so we can move on from all of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited at the prospects of her doing this just because it's Bronwyn, and I feel like she does go all out, and she does a really good job of setting a stage, which she literally did set a stage. I was pumped, and she really did deliver, so I'm happy about that because we do love these gimmicks, and pretty much everybody on any housewife show, there's always going to be a good mix of people that really buy into it. They want to dress up in their costumes, and you're always going to have a couple outliers. Mm-hmm. And in this case, it's really just Lisa that really doesn't want to do it. Meredith kind of dressed up, but Lisa didn't really care about any of this, which I saw coming.
Which bothers me that she never, ever, ever, ever does the fun thing.
Yeah, I know.
She's kind of...
You know what's funny? Remember the Trixie Motel when she had an absolute meltdown because her glam wasn't there, and she also had to do drag makeup, and she didn't want to do it because it's her face, and then she threw a fit, and then she came out in like normal clothes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what she does.
I know, and it's pretty boring, actually.
Some things never change.
No, and I don't expect anything different, but we get to Whitney and Justin for a very interesting scene.
Yeah.
So, Whitney's a little upset. Jay comes out to chat with her. They're sipping a little...
Jay?
That's what she called him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Jay comes out. They're sipping a little red wine, and she starts to get into the business stuff because she just noticed a large transaction from their account.
Mm-hmm.
My first question is, why are you upset about that? Because you have to pay these people back.
I thought this scene was going so different.
So did I.
I thought it was a large transaction of something that she didn't know about. We were going to have a financial discussion about Justin being in debt or whatever the fuck he's getting into.
Whatever he does.
This was not what I was expecting.
No, not at all. So Justin's like, well, yeah, I think that it's important that we rectify the situation, that we pay people back because we fucked them over. And she starts to get into it a little bit. And she's like, well, you know what, Justin? I was fine. I was cruising. I wanted to get in Sephora and Target and all these other big box stores. And you convinced me to start an MLM. This is your fault.
Do you actually think this is how it played out, though?
Kinda.
You do? You really do think that he's the orchestrator?
So I think that because of how she laid it out in his response to it, because I was trying to see like, all right, well, did you have a different plan? It sounds to me like old J-Dog, who, I don't know, is he working again yet?
He's just pounding ass.
He's just pounding ass, which is fine. So J-Dog was not interested in this company, right? At all. We saw it multiple times. He barely talked to her about it. He loses his job because of Whitney, ironically. And then he's bored at home. Maybe he might, I'm assuming, have another job now, but probably not as lucrative as a past job. He sees an opening. You know what, Whitney? This could work if we just scam people a little bit. And so he steps in and says, this is a great way we can make millions of dollars quickly. We'll just do a pyramid scheme. It's going to be great. And she signs on board. She's like, okay, Justin, I'm so excited that you're just excited about this.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it both ways. It was a little jarring to realize that Justin is that top tier of the MLM. Did not see that Whitney was going to be a tier below him. Usually the way it works out is those top tiers get paid out after the MLM crumbles or, it gets under SEC investigation, whatever it might be. But they both lost.
Yeah.
At least that's what they're leading us to believe. I'm still questioning a couple of things here and there. I was surprised that Justin was the orchestrator, but it does make a lot more sense going by what Whitney's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Because she doesn't really know. And I know like a lot of ditzy people get caught up in MLMs, and Whitney portrays herself as a ditzy person. Still don't really think that she is. But Justin being the person to actually push it makes sense to me because of what you just said. He finally showed interest because it's a cash cow.
Bang.
Why do you want to go to Sephora and Ulta when you could just have other people do your work for you, get paid while they're not getting paid?
Yeah.
That sounds like way more fun. Let's do this, and let's bring in some foreign investors. They probably reached out to the Saudis and got some money over there. That's what we want to do nowadays. So that's the modern America. That's the modern economy. Let's just reach out to the Saudis and get that oil money. Come on now. So I could see all of this playing out. It was just surprising to me.
Yeah.
And I like it because, look, Whitney's been a lot more forthcoming about the things that are going on. I think it's a really, really good move just based off of the history of this show. If you don't talk about your failed business, Lisa will. Meredith will. Heather will. She'll just burn your cousin ship, whatever you want to call it, right to the ground. And she'll go right after you. So good move getting ahead of it. And then also having a sit down with Justin. Whether or not that's how it actually happens, it's enough information where you're still addressing it.
Right.
So it appeases people and also it kind of puts you in the clear.
Yeah, and I think that's important, especially when if there's any skeletons in the closet, they're going to be found.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's copping to all of it, even saying on camera, large transaction, yeah, I paid that person we fucked over. It's all good PR to clean up whatever's going on. She is trying to remove Wild Rose Beauty from whatever entity they merged with.
I thought that she started it off by saying, I'm trying to separate myself from all of this so that you don't even know that I'm involved.
That's what I got from
I'm like, yeah, we don't know that you're involved with Wild Rose Beauty.
Yeah, she's,
come on. What are we doing
trying
here?
to get it.
She's trying to pull it back
So she can
from
start it.
wherever they ended up selling it to. It sounds very complex, but yeah, look, again, if this is how it went down, or at least some sort of semblance of how it went down, then sure.
It was good enough for me. But let's get to Heather and the girls. And not a lot happens here. She's just excited because her youngest is headed off to Tampa, U of Tampa. And all I really got from this scene is just how excited she is to have her kids leave.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, she got an air fryer. She's frying Oreos, having a great time. I don't know. We talked about this a lot, how weird it is. It's fine, honestly. It seems like she still obviously has a great relationship with her kids.
Yeah.
She's not pushing them out the door so that she can get some independence, but she's excited at the prospect of getting independence.
No, and I'm not trying to paint it as though she's
No,
like a bad mom.
it's just
fun.
very different than what we've seen from other housewives.
Yeah, and it's also just funny to hear her every time she talks about it to be like, I want them out.
Yeah.
Just get out. Just fucking get out now.
Come on.
Yeah, but
What is a bed party? Is that a thing?
that's got to be some kind of college thing
Okay.
where it's like you got to decorate their bed when they're going to school. That's what I
Yeah,
got.
my brain went somewhere else for
Yeah,
that for Mormons.
obviously.
Yeah.
Well, it's
We've got a bed party. Everybody on either side of the bed and shake it.
No, they call that the Super Soaker Party.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Hashtag soaking. There's a t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt.
It's a great t-shirt. We haven't had a good t-shirt in a while.
Just go to BYU's campus and sell it to them.
You'd probably do okay.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of dumb freshmen.
Yep.
Nerds. So let's move on to Bronwyn, who is, as we know, a big supporter of the LGBTQIA plus community. So ever since Utah passed the law about no pride flags in government buildings because looking at a flag makes you gay, everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. But
Well, if you wear your glasses, it won't, though.
Oh, right.
Government gave out glasses.
Right. My bad.
I lost mine.
I don't have mine
I'm
either.
gay now.
Yeah, it happened so fast.
I know. I don't know what
I
happened.
walked
And it was
by
a
a pride
government
flag.
building, too. Come on, Philly.
Philly, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just the prospect of that. Like, we have so much shit going on in this country and the world, and we're fucking worried about a flag.
I may have noticed like 1 or 2 flags on government buildings ever.
Exactly.
And usually I think that they're at half-mast, and they're not. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
that
what
too.
happened?
That too. And we don't put them down at half-mast when people in our military get shot in the United States, when they're murdered on the street. We don't know half-mast.
Yeah, I don't really understand any of that.
Anyway.
But yeah, so Bronwyn, I think, taking the reins here, and we saw that at BravoCon too, because she had a whole conversation with a reporter about it and how she supports the community. It seems like, and I like seeing this too, where it's not just all talk.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm going to do stuff. And I'm going to bring Muzzy into this, which we get a lot more from Muzzy. Muzzy has had, I'm not going to call it a bounce back.
No.
But we kind of understand her a little bit better.
Her parents fucked her up.
Her parents fucked her up, which, you know.
And she tried to fuck up Bronwyn. Ironically, Bronwyn having Gwen probably saved her from being Muffy.
Yeah, that's a really good point. But she's sending out flags. I guess she's having them made places and has vendors, and then she's sending them all out to any business that wants to sign up for it. And she's actually out there on the streets talking to people,
Fuck yeah.
getting things done. That's what we want to watch.
I love that shit. I love a housewife with a platform that uses it for shit like this. Especially Bronwyn's newer. It was a very, very cool move. I respect the hell out of her for it. Fuck the Utah government. But like you said, I mean, you just kind of... This is probably the most healing of a moment that Bronwyn's going to get, you know? And it's Muffy recognizing, like, I am proud of you. I do love you. I just don't know how to say those things because my parents didn't say those things. And, you know, and then I love that she criticizes her. Like, you and Gwen, like, you're like, oh, you're so smart. You're so good at that. You know, you just did it differently. It's like, oh, she was nice to her kid. It's such a weird thing to do, isn't it?
Very weird to be supportive of your child.
How dare you?
Come on.
Supportive and pride flags?
You probably never even threw your kid in the pool and said swim.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened?
What, you took your kid to swimming lessons? What a loser.
Oh, God. I do like that we've gotten back to a good point where, again, you know, Bronwyn's kind of working through all of this emotionally, and we're seeing that happen, and we're seeing that play out. And it's very new having Muffy live there, and she's living there, and we're working through all of those emotions that come in there. There's a lot of baggage. But to get to this point, I wouldn't have been able to expect that after the first scene that we watched, which was like episode 1 or 2, where we immediately looked at her like, what is going on? This is going to end poorly. Now they've gotten to a better place. It seems like they at least understand each other. So that's good.
Yeah, I think so.
We're getting some nice moments mixed in there. You know, not enough to actually feel good about the situation, but enough.
No, there's enough nice moments to chalk it up to Bronwyn's probably
It's not a really uncomfortable scene anymore.
No, and like,
which
again,
is good for us.
Bronwyn, it's probably good for Bronwyn.
Yeah.
So that's good enough.
Yep.
Because, no, I wouldn't sit here and say Muffy's a good person.
No.
So, but Bronwyn's happy.
Yeah.
So we're cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Gwen's happy.
Gwen's happy. That's the most
That's all that
important.
matters.
Yeah, damn right.
Bonsai trees.
Hell yeah, brother. But we get to see Angie as Betsy Ross wandering around a loading dock, which I was confused. But everyone else is en route. You get Heather, Bronwyn, and Brittany headed that way. Or sorry, Heather, Whitney, and Brittany headed that way. Lisa and Meredith, they're still teamed up and headed that way. I'm starting to think that this might be the structure of the season somewhat. We're going to get a lot of LB and Meredith Marks and a lot of... I don't even know where the clicks are going to land. I think we're going to have a triple click.
Yeah, it could be a triple click. It could just be a double click with a couple floaters,
Some floaters.
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It just has a different feel, too, because a lot of people have been pushing for Meredith and Lisa to kind of get back together. The Twisted Sisters are back. They're going to rain terror on everybody. And instead, it just kind of seems like complacency.
That's
like,
what I saw.
guess we're here out of convenience, essentially. We're not going to go after each other, but there's definitely a lot there. And we hear more about that with, you know, between the lunch that we had the other day, where Lisa was saying, you know, what am I supposed to do? I can't stop Meredith, and essentially she's not going to be my friend anymore if I try to stop her and take Brittany's side. So we're seeing them kind of be together just default.
Right.
And that has a way different feel than it did a couple seasons ago when they were together. So this is all new. I don't know if it's going to last. I feel like that first moment where something kind of drives them apart, they'll just drift apart again.
I think it depends on the standing of the rest of the group.
Yeah.
I think both of them, if they're out on an island, they will just keep it keep it cool
I'm
between
okay
them.
with this, by the way. Just putting that out there too,
I
because
am
there's a lot of
too.
uncertainty. Like you said, we don't know how this is going to take shape.
Mm-mm.
Is there going to be multiple clicks? Is it going to be one click with a couple of people on the outside? What's going to happen? I like that. I like that we can't just immediately assume, all right, we've got Meredith and Lisa over here. They'll probably be able to recruit like Bronwyn over here, and then they'll just clash. But it's not really playing out like that. It seems like it's still almost every man for themselves, but some people have some ideas that are lining up.
Yeah, my only issue with the Twisted Sisters is I need way more out of both of them.
Yeah.
Even in this episode, like that's starting to irritate me. Like I said earlier, like I'm kind of over Lisa right now.
Right.
I just need more. I don't think, and I get it, you know.
Maybe she's like not willing to give more right now after what she had to go through while she was on the yacht.
There could be a couple of
taking a
reasons.
step back.
It could be that, which I get. It could also be clearly things aren't great with JB, husband, boss at
That's
home.
possible too, yeah.
I don't know, but I do not subscribe to, you know, with any housewife, you know, it's so and so. Like they're allowed to like I
Yeah.
did the same when people always say it about Erica Jane. It's like she was activated for 3
Oh.
seasons. Now no.
Yeah, we're not there. I mean, I could see it getting to that point. With Lisa, she's going to get activated at some
I
point.
think so.
I do think, and it's really only been, and I think it's just because this is such a good show, and we look forward to watching it. We overanalyze a lot of things. I don't think that she's been taking a backseat for more than 2.5 episodes.
Yeah, probably.
She's still sharing some personal stories. She showed us what her and JB are going through. So I'm not really worried about her. I'm also not really worried about Meredith because the show's so good and Meredith pops in and out. That's kind of just what she does. I don't really care. But I am worried that if they get complacent and they just kind of sit
Right.
there together, it could get worse.
Yes.
When things start to ramp up, are they going to get involved or are they just going to take a backseat?
That's my
That's
concern.
what I'm worried about.
Yep, that's exactly my concern. And especially with Meredith, like, and it's so funny, you know, you go on Twitter and see all the reactions to this episode and everything. People saying that Meredith is a top tier housewife, that's ridiculous.
No, that's, yeah.
There's a lot of it. I'm like, that's just simply untrue. Like,
You can resonate with a lot of the things that she does. You can appreciate a lot of the moments that she has,
Sure.
but the consistency's not there. And it's never really been there.
no, that's
She's always had that.
it's moments.
Yeah.
Meredith Marks has moments, and
Which
I
is
will give her
fine.
credit. It is
Yeah.
fine. And on this cast, she has to do more than she's currently doing, but
Mhm.
she doesn't have to do a whole lot. Like she is on the show for moments. I'm cool. But the in between the moments, it used to be a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like nothing, nothing, nothing. Quick moment, nothing, nothing, nothing.
Right.
Defending her moment, nothing, nothing, nothing. That's not top tier housewifery.
No, it's not.
She's a good housewife for
If
sure.
this happened to a top tier housewife and we had this information that they popped off on a plane, a top tier housewife would be involved a lot every
Mhm.
single episode. Meredith's only involved because other people are calling her out.
That's it.
So
That's all we've gotten from her this season. She's DJing now. Do you
she's
know?
fine. Like, again, like I'm not like dragging her by
No.
any stretch. I'm not saying she shouldn't be on the show.
Nope.
What I'm saying is she's not a top tier housewife.
That and I need more out of her
Right.
because I enjoy her.
Yeah,
I like
I'm
her.
okay with what she does.
That's
I don't
fine.
really ever need more.
I just need a little more than she's giving this season in particular.
Mm.
But Brittany tells Whitney and Heather that, you know, Meredith apologized, and Whitney, being Whitney, is like, well, did you really apologize? It's like, can we just leave it? Can we
Whitney's
just
upset
accept?
that she didn't apologize to the group.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
Fuck.
this is enough for Brittany. Can it be enough for all of us so we can
Yeah.
move on from the plane thing? I don't think we're going to get any resolve here or resolution. So, like, don't get in her ear and try to fire her up before she gets there because that's what you're doing. Like, just tell her, good, glad you guys were able to move on.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with Meredith, which you do, take it up with her later, which you do, but don't try to turn Brittany on. We need Brittany to get over it.
Yeah, I agree.
But we get to I guess it's some people say Hamilton. I mean, it's all encompassing. It's a Revolutionary War party.
Yep.
And we are celebrating the Boston Tea Party. Again, Lisa shows up in a half-ass costume, which is always going to bother me. Bronwyn, I'm assuming that was George Washington that she was trying to pull off?
Sure.
Or just powdered wig old guy?
Got her wig, old guy.
Fair enough. And she's studying to be a U.S. citizen, so this is her big party to celebrate that, but more to get to the bottom of everything going on in the group. And we get a beautiful setting. Top tier. This is how you really know that a housewife is wealthy,
Mm-hmm.
is the extracurricular activities and how nice they are. You can always find out Because if you have that kind of money to blow on this, that means you really do have money.
Yeah. It was kind of funny that she didn't go the extra mile and do the whole invite thing like we're used to seeing on the show.
That
Usually
would've been
Heather
good
does
with,
that.
like trumpets and snare drum.
Yeah, people showing up at the front door like, here you go. And here's it's a constitution, but it's actually
hear
your
you.
invitation. So I was a little confused that we just kind of jumped right into this party, but there was so much going on. I guarantee you something like that probably happened.
Yeah.
And they decided to cut it.
There's not enough time.
This is one of those shows that we're going to see unseen footage of the reunion, and we won't have questions about why it's unseen footage because there's so much going on.
I have one question about that I'll bring up later, but...
I know what that is.
Mm-hmm. But we get to the tea party, and here's how it goes. You write down... I still don't fully get it. You write down somebody you've been spilling tea about.
Yeah.
And then you throw a box in the water behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Mercy's in the purse.
Okay, thank you. Got it. I'm on. Got it. And she gives the speech or the preamble, if you will, and she's like, our founding fathers were attacked without representation. Close.
Sure.
They were taxed without representation, but it sounds close enough. And I will also give her credit. She knows way more about being a U.S. citizen than the U.S. citizens do.
Yeah. That was surprising.
There's one senator per state.
Mm-hmm.
51. What?
Yeah. Puerto Rico.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm. Canada.
Unbelievable. And then she's like, oh, there's 54.
Yeah.
What? Come
102. I can't do math.
100.
You're still wrong.
Just 100. Bronwyn got that one. She crushed the citizenship test, so hopefully she passes it. But we get to the quill and notebook portion of the tea party. Then we start to go through the tea. Angie leads it off. Lisa, obviously. You talked about buying a horse. You announced it on TV. I had questions that you maybe didn't buy that horse because I heard rumblings that you rented the horse. Fine. Lisa obviously gets a little bit irritated, doesn't get activated, and defends buying the horse and says, I'm actually buying another one. What are you doing with it? That's none of your fucking business.
I love that retort, though.
That's
incredible.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
You got any more gum? That's none of your damn business, Dan.
Yep. Absolutely perfect. It is none of your fucking business. I don't want to have horse talk with you. You're going to invite me over. You and Sean are just going to talk my ear off about horses. I don't want to deal with that shit. I've got 2 horses. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about the fucking horses.
Yeah.
All right, lady. That's the funny part, though. We know Angie knows about horses.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it a little more question marks.
Yeah, and she runs in those circles, and Sean's still, I think, an active horse trainer, I believe, or equestrian trainer.
Electra led us to believe, at least.
Yeah, exactly. So she's still in those circles, and I don't think that those circles are very large.
No.
I would imagine that she would know if Lisa bought a horse.
I don't think Lisa bought a
what
horse.
she's doing. No, I don't think so. This kind of goes back to that first or second episode talking about farming, and Lisa saying that she would love to be a farmer.
Right.
No.
Or the picture on the yacht from 20 years ago. Yeah. It's all adding up.
Uh-huh.
I don't think she has as much money as she says. But anyway, my favorite part of the altercation, though, is it's none of your damn business. Well, you brought it up. No, I didn't. You made an announcement about it. No, you made an announcement about it. Cue the scene. Lisa making an announcement about horse. Perfect.
I want to let you guys know I got a horse.
I bought him.
What are you going to do with that horse? Fuck you.
Yeah. You're too fucking nosy. And it ends with, I'd rather be at the real Boston Tea Party. And that's saying a lot as a New Yorker.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Does she know what was involved? Does she think
Is she
that...
Dutch?
In my head, I'm thinking that she thinks that it was like New York versus Boston.
She does, yeah. The rivalry started.
That's when the
Rangers and
rivalry
Bruins, yeah.
the Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks and Celtics, it was running rampant. Larry Bird, I hate that
Larry
guy.
Bird was launching tea into the harbor.
Tom Brady, what an arm on that guy.
Yeah, he's got a hose, but what a dick. Because I'm from New York.
That's what I took from
I
it.
really think she thinks
She really
it's New York
does
versus
think that
Boston.
the New York-Boston rivalry goes back to
The Boston Tea
1776.
Party.
Yeah.
Because New York threw Boston's tea in the harbor.
Correct, yeah.
Or is it Boston throwing New York's tea
Which,
in the harbor?
again, I mean, there were mostly Dutch settlers in New York, so it's not their tea.
I don't know. It's just
It's crazy.
history with the housewives never ceases to amaze. Brittany goes, and I don't have anyone, I don't really have anyone, but I'm going to completely change the rules of the game. And which one of you little rascals told Jared about me flirting? Because he broke up with me about it. Audible groan from both the cast and the audience. And Whitney's like, well, I told Justin you were flirting. She's like, oh, you're the little snitch. And we get a clip. It was a weird scene. It felt like she was reading off a teleprompter. Whitney's like, she was flirting
She
with.
was talking to text.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So she told Justin, obviously we know Justin hangs out with Jared, which, God, to be a fly on the wall of those two.
Lot of ass pounding.
They're just pounding ass all day. That's what the Jays pound ass.
Yep.
Everybody knows that. Ask anybody in Salt Lake.
JB, I don't know about, though.
Nah, JB doesn't pound that. JB
almost got his ass pounded at that party.
Yeah, he was almost the recipient of an ass pounding,
Yeah.
but not pounding ass.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does.
Not sure.
He gets ignored.
He gets ignored.
He gets ignored and hits the end of his rope a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best part about her bringing that up is I don't think Whitney owes you an apology. And in her confessional, she's like, oh, I guess I'm just going to have to accept that apology. Oh, it's like, she didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't do anything wrong. She was actually happy for you.
She was celebrating that you actually weren't fucking with dudes over your daughter.
And if you had any brain cells, you would remember that Whitney's been the one all season who's been riding for you to try to push you on the right track. She's just trying to help. Like, there's no weird ulterior motive. You're not important enough for somebody to have an ulterior motive.
Correct.
So I think Whitney is genuinely happy to watch you flirt with other guys, even though it makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And she told her husband about it. It may be Justin's fault that Jared found out. Maybe hold Justin accountable.
Yeah, Justin's the gossip.
Yeah.
Get mad at him. All right, go interrupt his ass pounding and tell him what's up. Heather goes, and she's been talking about Todd making out, cheating on Bronwyn, and farting.
Yeah. Objectively funny as hell.
It is very funny. She even tries to get, too soon? Come on. Come on.
You can admit it's funny.
It's not funny. All right, you know what? I apologize. Great. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
You even get kudos from Mary.
Mary's
Good job,
like,
Heather.
It's awesome.
Holy shit. I haven't seen an apology like that in a long time.
Since we started this show. Yeah, I was thrilled with the quick, I'm sorry, accepted, box thrown in the tea party or fucking water or whatever. We're good.
That's also, by the way, that's where Heather is at her best.
Yep.
Testing the waters with a little joke, but it's a little shady. If the person laughs, you might have a good laugh about it. If not, you apologize.
Yeah.
That's what Heather's good at.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't hold on to that for too long, unfortunately. But Bronwyn goes and she apologizes to Whitney for outing what she had said about Meredith. Now, here's what bothered me. And of course, you know, it was inevitable that the cousins were going to fuck this whole thing up. But upon the apology, like, Whitney has had the opportunity to watch other people go.
Yeah.
And see how they're reacting. Even Lisa didn't make a big deal out of it. But of course, you know what? I'm going to blow it up. I know that's the point of the exercise, but I'm going to blow it up because that was really fucked up of you. And her biggest issue, why didn't you question it or stop me? I did. Nuh-uh, you laughed. Roll the tape. More or less, she said to you, if you do this, Meredith's going to scream at you for 5 hours.
With an awkward, uncomfortable laugh at the end of it.
Yes.
Yeah. That wasn't like, oh my God, that's so funny. You have to tell Meredith. Oh no, wait. No, we can't do that. She did try to stop you.
Yep.
And yeah, I think, again, for Bronwyn being in her second season and having that kind of camera presence, realizing, maybe you don't want to talk about this.
That was great.
I'm going to have to bring it up because I was part of this. Nope, we're not going to do that. Okay, cool. Let's just talk about our weird fantasies of open relationships. Yeah, we'll just get into the nitty gritty there. I like this. I'm okay with it because otherwise I think the whole thing would have just gone on with no commotion, no issues. So somebody had to do it.
Agreed.
I'm okay with this one doing it because this was the whole point of Bronwyn throwing the party, was to clear the air. And she's like, I got to clear the air with Whitney. Everybody else has to clear the air with everybody else. Let's just try to do this. So if this is the main sticking point that gets everybody to pop off, fine.
I agree. And you can tell Bronwyn's really hitting her stride. And we were worried. Remember early in the season, but her responses were just great because Whitney's like, I thought I was confiding in you and now you're making me look bad. She's like, then don't say, if you don't want Meredith to know, then don't say that shit.
Yep.
Because she's now learned if it's on camera and you are not defending or questioning at the very least, you're involved now. So she got ahead of that and threw you under the bus, but still tried to apologize twice now because she felt bad when she did it and said something.
Yep.
Does it again at a resolution party. Just fucking say, I really didn't like that. I thought that was mean, but thank you for apologizing. Something along the lines of, can we move on?
Yeah.
Because we get stuck and it's always Heather and Whitney that get stuck on things. And as this is all going on, and I have a lot of questions and like theories, half-assed theories, Meredith triples down on not doing anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Zero. Zip. Zilch. I was really irritated because I needed one of two things to happen. Either we don't talk about it anymore, which I'm fine with. Like, we're never going to get an answer unless, and that's where I think we're going to get some unseen footage at the end of the season at the reunion. I think we're going to get a clip of Meredith on the plane that will resolve all of this.
So I thought about that, and we talked about it when it first happened, that somebody had the footage, a producer had it. It's going to show up at the reunion. They're going to do that thing that they're really obsessed with recently, and they did it with OC. We're going to show you guys everything that you haven't seen yet. And we know you just watched the whole season, but we're all going to watch this together as a group. Maybe they'll let us watch it at the end of the season if they're still talking about it. But otherwise, we're going to deal with it at the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Bravo's going down the path of TMZ. Let's just buy this from somebody. Somebody's got it. Let's just buy it.
They might.
Hold on to it.
Because here's the thing. It's a two-parter. The most obvious one being, why did nobody on the cast pull out their phone?
Mm-hmm.
Or switch seats. Dev even pointed out earlier, she's like, that was a great point the shooter made. Yeah. It was. But the other part is production was in first class. And I didn't think enough about that. There is a very, very slim chance that nobody pulled out a phone.
Right.
If they're production and they see this popping off, somebody pulled out a phone. So I'm fairly confident that there is footage. And I think that they're going to start to tease it towards the end of the season. And I do think we're going to see something on the plane. Now, whether that exonerates Meredith or not, which I don't think it will, but hearing her, like I said, I need one of two things to happen. Either the first, don't talk about it. The second would be acknowledge that you did something.
Yeah.
Acknowledge some part in this, because there's too many people, one of those people being Mary, who I do believe, too many people saw you.
Yeah.
Too many people have the same comments about what took place on the airplane. So this whole thing, and this is where I really got frustrated with Meredith, and don't worry, everybody, I'm frustrated at Heather and Whitney very much so for the way that they handled this. I'm with you entirely now. Heather, leave Lisa alone.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Dragging Lisa back into that was such an easy point to make. Is this is about Meredith.
Yes.
And Meredith is now the one who's going against you and talking about this and acting like nothing happened. Just keep it on point.
Keep it there.
You do not need to bring Lisa into this again. There's no point in doing it. I'm surprised that Meredith didn't take the route of, Brittany and I sat down, we talked about it, we squashed it. She's the one who's involved. Why are you guys still talking about this?
That would be fine.
That would have been fine by me. I would have actually agreed with Meredith.
Yep.
Cool, let's move on, because we're not getting anywhere. Nope. And we can see what Heather and Whitney are doing, and we understand what they're trying to do, and we don't like it. But if you're going to keep adding fuel to the fire by acting like nothing happened, they're going to stay on it. Yep. And it's going to annoy us at some point. And I don't know if everybody's quite there yet, but you and I are definitely there. And we've been there for a couple of weeks. We're not going to get any new information. And if they're going to do the thing that they're going to tease the footage and it's going to pop up at the end or pop up at the reunion, fine. That's a good payoff at some point. But there's still like 9 episodes left. If we're going to talk about this the whole time with no resolution and no new information, it is going to be stale.
It's the black eye again.
It's the black eye once again. Yeah, except we didn't find out that Heather got the black eye from Jen until the next year. But either way, it's right down the same path. And we don't want to be down that path.
No. And on the same page, like, Meredith's approach to this is beyond frustrating. And this is why, and a lot of people were praising her online, which is wild to me. Mm-hmm. But this was really frustrating to watch, because it's like, dude, as a human, it's like, what the fuck? Clearly something happened on this plane.
Yeah.
And it just brought up her tenure on this show. And so now I'm thinking back to everything that Meredith's been involved in. I don't mind if every once in a while you just go the route of like, nope, didn't do anything wrong, bye. If that's your only play, every single time you get into some shit is to play aloof and be like, I don't know what you're talking about, that never happened, and call everyone else a liar. Because here's the thing. She had a fucking shit fit when somebody called her a liar. Mm-hmm. She lost her mind and was screaming at people, saying how disrespectful it was. I forget what season that was. But now you're calling everybody there a liar, and Mary has corroborated the story that at least you weren't great. It's so frustrating. Just acknowledge that something happened. Acknowledge. She's flat out saying none of it happened.
Yeah.
All of this is fabricated. I didn't yell at Whitney, which is another thing we didn't even know about. And then Mary's like, you did yell at Whitney. You called her an idiot. You said, show me the fucking TikTok, idiot. That sounds like Meredith to me.
Yeah, that sounds like Meredith to me, especially after a couple rum and cokes on the plane on the
Exactly.
way back. I'm a little upset that she didn't just go where we thought she was going to go and just go right back at Whitney. Just make this about Whitney now, and then don't worry about anything else. Like, you don't even have to make excuses. You don't have to act like nothing happened on the plane. Like I said, just say that you sat down with Brittany and squashed it, and then turn your sights to Whitney and talk about what she's been saying. That's all you really have to do, because it's a new thing. Then there's a new feud, and we don't have to worry about it. Like, yes, Whitney's still going to reference the things that happened on the plane and prior to the plane, but that's about it. We're not going to still sit in this moment that we don't know what happened.
Right. But now we're forced to, and it leads to Whitney saying one of the more outrageous things I've heard in a long time, because you can't throw accusations out there like this, because the one thing that I agreed with Meredith that she said, they're very hard to disprove.
Mm-hmm.
When you put it out in the ether, now it's going to be out there. Not that it hasn't been making the rounds for her entire time on the show, but that's different. Like a rumor online from some random fan versus a castmate saying it carries a little bit more weight, even if it is Whitney. And now she has to defend herself, whether she's a pill popper or an alcoholic. And the comparisons you continue to draw to your father is really, really inappropriate to do to Meredith, because you don't know the situation. And the worst part of it is not the accusations, it's not the name calling. The worst part of it is that you try to back it up by saying it's because I love you. If you cared about her genuinely, this would have been a conversation off camera from somebody that does have experience in it. There is definitely a way to go about it to where you'd be like, hey, I saw my dad go through a whole lot. I'm recognizing some patterns that are making me concerned. Is everything all right? And if she doesn't talk to you, she doesn't talk to you. But doing it on camera is gross. It's wrong.
Yeah. I don't really understand it. Again, there's so many different ways that you can go about doing this. Just focus on her behavior on the plane and don't insinuate anything. That's all you really have to do.
Her, say that she was really drunk. Like, that's different too.
Yeah,
Just say,
that's
like,
a really good
you
point.
were wasted.
Yeah, it was a bad look. You were wasted on a plane in first class and you're a housewife and you're going to do this?
Stay there.
People could have, you should be happy that nobody pulled out their phone so that we don't have this footage of you. That's how you're going to act in public. There's a lot of things that you can say without insinuating alcoholism.
Right.
So I don't understand that part of it. I honestly think because Whitney just came right out and said it, she was flustered.
Yeah, she was.
And when she gets flustered, she blurts things out. That's what she does. But usually it's shit that doesn't make any sense. This was way too direct, way too insinuating. It's just not good.
Meredith doesn't do herself any favor, though. Herself. Because her big move...
Saying she has multiple personalities?
Yeah, she does. And I won't get into them. But she goes to pick up a bag. This is her big gotcha moment. And comes over and says, I've got a bag for everybody here. The one... I don't know, I'll say it in about 2 seconds. But she hands everybody the bag. The bag's cold. I'm assuming because of the caviar.
Yes.
Because you don't need to keep drug tests cold. But she hands everybody a drug test. I'm sorry that it's come to this. What?
Yeah.
You're trying to say, I don't have a problem, but they all have a problem, which makes, like, here's what you did, which was probably not intentional, but from somebody in the recovery space, now I'm looking at it and going, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to project. And I'm going, this is the most lucid I've heard you speak in a very long time.
Yeah.
Now I'm really starting to dig into what you're bringing to the table right now, Meredith. I'm not looking at the other ladies in the group because I don't care if they've done anything. That's not the point of the conversation. This just, to me, felt like a lot of projection.
Yeah.
And not a good, it doesn't support your argument.
I think it could have been, if she had said the right thing, facetious. If she had walked out and said, since you guys all think that I'm on drugs, you must be on drugs. Let's see what drugs you're on. Just do something like that and spin it in a somewhat funny way, because that's really the only way that it lands. I mean, it's prop work, but it's not great prop work. And again, I do love to see the Meredith Marks caviar just popping up every once in a while. That's always great. But it doesn't make a ton of sense because there's no preamble. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing there. You're not throwing a quip out there. You're not making a joke. You're not saying, well, we're all on drugs. We're all doing weird shit. Let's see what you guys are on. Nobody's actually going to take the piss test. So what are we doing?
I don't know.
It's weird prop work. I think that she was lucid because, and I know what you're saying, I think she was lucid because this was planned and she just had the whole speech in her head ready, but it's a shit speech.
Well,
it's not funny.
It's a bad speech.
Yeah.
And like the lucidity could be for, I don't know if that's a word, but it sounds good. Could be for multiple reasons. And like in my head, coming from somebody that had to pee in cups and shit in a general term. I didn't poop.
I wasn't going to call you out on that.
Didn't poop in cups.
Yep.
Okay. But if you know you're going to take, like, this doesn't prove anything, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think that she did it to prove anything.
I know. It was facetious.
It was a half-assed, like, prop work, but also maybe you guys will do it. It's like, no one's actually going to do this. No. You're not going to do it.
But that's my point. If she did do it, I would be astounded if something showed up in your system if you did take stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I am not calling her any kind of addict or alcoholic. Yeah. There's not enough information.
Do you think it would have landed if Whitney showed up with drug tests?
That would have been great.
Yeah, see, I think that would have been fine. It's when Meredith does it, it's like, okay, but you had this planned out, so of course there's nothing there.
Right, exactly.
So what are we doing? And again, no one's going to take these tests. It's just prop work. But if Whitney showed up and did it, Meredith would have lost her shit. And that would have been kind of funny.
That would have
worked.
And then you can go with the route of not calling her an alcoholic, but just say, like, look, I'm concerned about you. Just pee in this. And, like, then I'll stop.
See.
Yeah, it was a weird move. I don't think it landed quite the way she wanted it to. It was still funny, like, to see everyone pull out a pee test. And to the question of where does someone go to get a CVS?
Yeah.
They all have them. Yep, not hard to find.
Local pharmacy.
Yep. Probably Walmart, Kmart,
Amazon.
Target, Amazon. They're actually pretty easy to get, but that's when Whitney goes into her diatribe about caring, and it's actually because I love you, Meredith, which completely goes out the window when you call her out in this fashion, but whatever. And Lisa jumps in to defend Meredith and goes, everything she's going through, and instead of support, you do this. No, don't do. She's not the victim.
Yeah.
She's not the victim.
What is she going through, by the way?
That's either about Seth actually having another family in Columbus, or what it's actually about. What she meant, like, there's no question mark. What she meant was what she went through in regards to this plane.
Oh, I thought she meant the people in Africa that have disabilities.
Oh, that could have been it.
Going on about in season 3.
Right. Forgot.
She's always forgetting about that.
Yeah, she hasn't brought them up in a long time. What about? Yep, full of shit. But no, she's trying to imply that Meredith has caught so much shit from this incident on the plane that instead of being sympathetic to her, they're adding to.
Yeah.
Meredith's adding to the fire by not just simply say, I'm sorry. And Heather,
right.
So one part I can defend Heather on for the whole episode is she's like, I apologize to you, Heather. And she's like, no, you didn't. You said, I'm sorry if, which is that, like, Meredith Marks has never apologized without an if or a but at the end.
Yep.
I agree with you, Heather. But the way that you went about getting to Meredith and the whole situation, you can copy and paste her rants about this shit from season to season. And I'm pretty sure she says the same thing, reacts the same way, and it's the same exact quote unquote talking to that she's done, where it's like, I've only done this and I'm so honest and blah, blah, blah. You lost me.
Yeah.
You lost me with your witch hunt against Lisa. Again, this is the third time Mary could have corroborated that story. Mary has said nothing about Lisa. I'm deferring to Mary for all of my evidentiary needs. What she's provided about Meredith, I can deduce Meredith did some stupid shit on the plane.
Yep.
I don't have any of that for Lisa, so stop it. And I don't think Heather knows that she loses the audience when she does this stuff.
No. I mean, there's another way to go about this. Like, if Lisa's also failing to apologize, she's failing to even acknowledge what Meredith was doing, then sure, keep it on task. Since we still have to talk about this, keep going. Fine, whatever. But to then spin it and say, you never apologized and you're part of this, and then talk about how you did apologize at the lunch and you said that you should have done other things, it doesn't make any sense. It's so convoluted. But it's not, the only thing that's not convoluted about the whole situation is what your motive is.
Yeah.
And there's other ways to do this. It was set in stone. It was on a silver platter for you on the yacht. It didn't really work out. But from my perspective, if you left it alone after that, it probably would have worked out. Yep. Because you wouldn't have had all of this going on. You would have just left Lisa alone. She would have been out on an island and wondering, why is she on the island? Yes, it's going to take like 6 episodes for Lisa to finally realize, oh shit, maybe I did something and maybe I have to come back in slowly and apologize and re-ingratiate myself back into the group because they don't trust me. But if you keep doing this, you're going to get the table flipped on you, because now the audience, even though Lisa's not doing a whole lot right now, but the audience is realizing what you're doing, what Whitney's doing, and we don't really care. We don't like it. It's annoying.
Mm-mm.
So now we want Lisa to go back at you so that she can get some comeuppance. That's what we want now. And the whole thing flipped because of what you're doing. If it was one situation where Lisa was able to land a blow after all of that and we didn't really understand what was going on and we're just watching it from an innocent third party, fine. I don't really care. That's just good TV. But when you force this shit and you get on your pedestal and you're just making your speeches, it doesn't work.
Nope. No, it doesn't. And you give Lisa an out. Now she doesn't have to answer for anything that you were accusing her of on the boat, because if you bring it up again, now it's double
Null and
jeopardy.
void.
Because you've gone after Meredith for a different thing and you're going after Lisa for an entirely different thing of her involvement on the airplane. So now we can't jump back to the original plan, which was a really good plan. And of course, you just can't follow through on it. And like you called it at the beginning of the season, I was still hopeful. Of course, it happens again. And as it's breaking down, now Meredith is calling everybody a liar.
Yeah.
I was really hoping, and I still could be out there on the horizon, because Mary would sit on this one and bring it up later. Mary doesn't fuck with being called a liar.
No.
I was really hoping she was going to have a moment there and be like, that's it.
Yeah.
And blow everything up and just say exactly what happened. No more question marks. Here's what I saw. Here's what you said. Whether you believe it or not's irrelevant, because I witnessed it.
I think Mary still has that little kernel of, I'm actually worried about you.
Yeah, same.
Because I sat down with you and told you all of these things as a friend, and you're denying to me and misremembering everything. So now I'm concerned.
Now I'm worried about you.
But you're right. If she does go to the point where she's calling everybody a liar, and somebody even just uses Mary as an example, and she calls Mary a liar, that could blow the lid off of it.
Yes.
Or it could blow the lid off of it and Mary just walks away.
I think she would take
50-50.
I think she would, and that could be what we're waiting for. I don't think she would do it in front of the group if there is genuine concern there, which takes me to another point that I glossed over, because Whitney's just so quick to say outlandish things and things that are damaging to people, things that, as Meredith says, it's really hard to disprove. You're calling her an alcoholic, you're calling her a pill popper, and you're doing these things in front of Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And you have no wherewithal to look around the room and be like, oh, maybe saying these things might be triggering to Mary because of what Robert's currently going through. So I shouldn't willy-nilly throw out these accusations that carry so much more weight. And you should know better because of your father.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's what drives me nuts with Whitney. She uses that instead of as a tool to be like, oh, I can help people. I can understand the situations. I can have these conversations. Instead, you use it to your advantage, or what you think is your advantage, and you try to say, because I'm knowledgeable, you too are an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Which is so dangerous, stupid, and mean.
Mm-hmm.
So look around the room. Go apologize to Mary. Hey, sorry for making light of this thing he's going through.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing. Because there's no proof that Meredith is actually an alcoholic or an addict. So by throwing that out there so like laissez-faire, you're making the situation seem less dire than it actually is.
Right.
And Robert needs help, and now you're making it not that big. It was gross.
The only thing that ever really lands when you're going to call somebody an alcoholic or a pill popper or whatever on any of these shows is when you do it from a place of concern, a genuine place of concern, and you have a sit down with other people to talk about it, and then eventually with them, it's sort of like an intervention. Those things play out okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's still tough to watch, but at least there's no question marks.
Right.
There's no ulterior motive going on there. But for Whitney to do this, it's just simply to take down Meredith. And I don't really understand it even from a tactic standpoint.
No.
Just focus on her behavior. Literally just focus on her behavior and her failure to even recognize that she did anything wrong.
Keep hammering that.
Call her delusional.
Yeah.
Call her whatever you want. But then going down this path again, it's sort of like what she's doing with Lisa and what Heather's doing with Lisa. You're going to let her off the hook because at some point, if she fights back, she's going to be able to deservedly fight back. Because you called her a pill popper.
You gave her an out.
Yeah.
Stop giving these ladies outs.
It's terrible strategy.
It's bad strategy, but that's what happens. Whitney gets rattled. She spouts off, and then it throws everything awry. It's the same thing with Heather. Heather goes too far. You had them where you wanted them.
Yep.
Overconfidence. Do too much.
Yep.
Now you're on the other side. Now Twitter's yelling at you.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's two things. I said I would defend one thing Heather did. There's two things I'll defend, and I'm only defending the statement, not Heather saying it.
Got it.
Because at this juncture, you have gone too far. You lost a plot. It's not going to land. Had you said this on the boat, before this, in a quieter setting, maybe lunch with Lisa, that would have landed when you say, you guys have the ability to declare a truth, and if we don't fall in line, you call us liars. That's true.
Yep.
That's a true statement. But because you're using it now, after your rant about the other shit, it doesn't land.
Yeah.
And that's a really good one because that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Tactics and strategy are out the window with the cousins.
That's a good line to use on the boat to Lisa.
Fuck yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's true. So you're just wasting good ammo on moments like this.
Yeah.
And you say to Meredith, and this, I did get fucking annoyed. Heather's like, just acknowledge it. Meredith's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, fuck you. Yes, you do. Like, this is so annoying. Or you don't. Because you're blacked out on the plane. Yeah. And all of you idiots in the room, other than Mary, because you're genuinely concerned, all of you in the room that are going up against these two, just say that you were drunk. Say you were hammered. Say you looked like an asshole because you drank too much on the plane. Keep it specific to the time. Why do we have to pull this out and drag it out into a life thing? Just say you had a bad fucking night and we were there for it.
Mm-hmm. Just focus on it being embarrassing.
Yes.
That's all you have to do.
Yes. Not life shattering, not life altering, not anything like that. Just focus on the fact that you were an idiot on an airplane.
Yep.
Damn it. Let's get to some questions. Oh, should we read the new rules or no?
You think they're actually going to last?
The amendments are: families off limits, be a woman of your word, friends treat friends how you want to be treated, forgive, no business talk. I like this one though. If you're going to bring something to the group, we need evidence.
Yep.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. And Meredith, which actually damaged her argument once again, stop the reactive abuse.
Oh, God. First one up here from Kay Lookerwoods. Who would really score the best on a history test? And was Brittany really a 4.2 student? No.
I think she was. There's so many people in this world that are so smart in school that have absolutely no street smarts.
Yeah.
So I could believe that.
I bet you she just heard Olivia say that she's a 4.2 student and decided to adapt that into her own personality.
The salutatorian, I believe is what they were.
She said saladictorian.
Okay, well, that's not good either.
Yeah, so that immediately
I don't know.
her 4.2.
Anyway. That wouldn't be as baffling to me as some may think.
Yeah. From Jacqueline Michelle Kress, I think it's time for Meredith to go. What do you think? No.
She need to go, but this was a frustrating episode to watch.
Yeah, it's more of the same. There's two here. Liv Tate. Is Muggy not that bad?
No, fuck Muffy.
Yeah, no.
No,
It's also Muzzy. I love that she just doesn't.
Yeah, we're just changing.
Nobody
names.
knows what the hell her name is.
Muddy. No, I think that we're seeing nice moments. I think the important thing, once again, is that Bronwyn and her relationship seems to be improving, and that's all I really care about. But I'm not going to say that she's cool. No, she's
I agree.
Person.
Longer one from Hildita La del Barrio. Whitney started out well this season, but what she's doing to Meredith is so wrong. Good point.
Yep.
If she were really concerned, she'd talk to her off camera. It feels calculated, a la Janet.
Yeah.
We got a Janet shout out.
Oh, Janet. Whitney's the new Janet?
Whitney's the new Janet. Maybe. That's a very good point. And last one here from Kennedy Ford. Do you think Whitney is actually concerned for Meredith or just trying to save face? Whitney
sure
could be concerned.
Concern, yeah.
I'm sure there is, but the way that she goes about it is so stupid and wrong.
Yeah, I do think that at the end of the day, Whitney does want to just be friends with all of these people. Yeah. I don't think she wants to have these vendettas against them.
No.
But I think that she gets caught up, gets emotional, and says some stupid shit, as we've seen. But I would imagine she cares. I think
I would agree.
This group's close, and like the ones that don't like each other, there's still probably some like weird love there somewhere.
Yeah.
Where they care for them. So yeah, I think she's concerned.
There's definitely concern there. It's just
bad at relaying it.
Correct.
But I have no idea where we're headed next.
We're heading to Greece next, actually. Next episode.
Physically, I just don't know what the group looks like. I really need this to be enough of a kumbaya that we can just fucking move on.
At least for a couple episodes.
Yeah, and this can come back like. Here's what I think.
We're going to get a quip of where Meredith sat on the plane. as long as that doesn't turn into something deeper.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like a little snide comment?
Yeah, like we all met up at the airport. We're going to the Greece, or the Greece.
We're going to the Greece.
We're going to Greece, and we decided to put Meredith somewhere else, away from all of us.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
As long as it doesn't turn into something.
Right. Well, with Meredith, it will. That's the problem with Meredith. Also, it's like Dish can't take ever.
Yeah.
Can't take anything.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm really irritated with Meredith at the moment. But here's what I think is going to happen, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. I think that we're not going to talk about it. I think it's going to start to trickle back in towards the end. And I think one of two things are going to happen. They're either going to tease that they might have footage and not have footage, or they are going to actually have the footage.
Mm-hmm.
What's on that tape, I don't know. I'm assuming it's Meredith losing her shit. That's what I think happened.
As long as it's not in form of, ooh, somebody got... I just read my DMs. I caught up on my DMs and somebody has footage of it and they sent it to me. Check it out.
Right.
It's like
Right.
We would have seen it on Twitter.
Exactly.
Like
Someone
months
had
and
it.
months ago. We would have already seen this.
So I'm assuming somebody in production did pull up the phone. This seems like a no-brainer for me for one of your stupid postseason. Oh, and there's more.
Yeah.
Which we're doing with every show now. So
Pick up cameras for a video that
since
was already recorded.
fucking Mo and Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
They were the first ones.
Well, Scandival was the first one.
Was
But
Scandival
then
the first? I thought
Scandival
Mo
was
and,
first.
Mo and Kyle was after that.
Mhm.
Scandival did a lot of good things, but not a lot of bad things
A lot
too.
of bad things.
Well, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope.
That's our show. Bro's got to go.